Hey, third graders, let's get ready for language this week. For lesson one, we're going to start out with a story. If you were quotation marks. So you're going to click on the book cover and click on the link. You will listen to the story, and once you're finished, you'll come back, you'll click the tab closed and come back to your Rainbow Planner. And then I want you to go to the highlighted link on number 2, which will take you to our quotation rules. So let's look quickly at the rules. Rule number 1 says begin and end with quotation marks. That means you're not going to put one set of quotation marks and not the second. They have to go together. They come as a pair. So no pets allowed. Begin quotation marks, end quotation marks. And you can see that's an exclamation point. He's saying it with emotion. Okay, exclaimed Mr. Creature. Rule number 2 says put a punctuation mark in the quote. Okay, so here we have cool, exclamation mark, end quotation, said Luke. So we're showing intense emotion. It's being said with some type of feeling behind it. Okay. Once you've reviewed those rules, go back to slide 13 and look at the next 3 rules. Rule number 3 says use a version of said and a name. So you do not have to use the word said over and over. There are lots of rules that mean the same thing as said, synonyms for said. So here we have, "You're the best substitute ever," said Gavin. Okay, so you're going to use something to show that someone said, stated, exclaimed, screamed, sighed, cried, whatever word you need to use to show what is happening. In this particular quote, you can see that the punctuation is a comma. That is because it was not a question and it was not a statement that was said with strong emotion. On rule number 4, it says put a period at the very end. Please don't forget your ending punctuation. Even though we don't put a period in our quote, typically, you have to have punctuation at the end of your sentence. Every sentence has to have that. So in this sentence, we have sit down and be still. It's kind of hard to see, but that's an exclamation. So that's said with strong emotion. We have our beginning quotes and our end quotes, and then bust Mrs. Rogers. So in this case, they're using the word bust instead of said, and ending the sentence with a period. And rule number 5 says to use a capital letter after the first quotation mark. So you can see here we have Mr. Thomas cheered. We have a comma to separate the tagline from what he actually cheered. We have the beginning quotes, and then we have way to go! Exclamation mark, end quotation marks. The way to go, which was what Mr. Thomas cheered, begins with a capital letter. Once you've reviewed rules 3, 4, and 5, go back to slide 13, and you're ready to watch a video, which will hopefully put the book, the rules, and what you already know from last week together a little bit better. So you're going to click on the video camera. It will bring up this link. Okay. Okay. Once you've finished the video, click the home button and you will go back to lesson 1. You're ready to move on to your next content area, math, or whatever lesson you need to do next.